Really excited about this week. Obviously, had an earlier game last week, and so took advantage of some extra time to get ready for this Notre Dame game. And really excited that we get to go out to Vegas and play them, and appreciate them involving us in the Shamrock Series. And I know there's a lot of excitement going into the game. Had a reveal of our uniforms, stuff like that, and I mean that's not a much of a doesn't move the needle much for me. I mean, I just like the fact that our guys are going to play this game, and just really excited. It doesn't matter what color we're wearing. Just excited that we get to play again. I'm looking forward to having our guys at their best. I feel like looking at Notre Dame. I mean, they're a talented team, tons of talent, athleticism, speed, and I think looking at their coach Marcus Freeman is a great coach, man. He has those guys believing and playing, and they've gone through some adversity, and they seem to get things back on track now. So looking forward to a great matchup with them. We know that they're dangerous, and we don't mind being underdogs. So we're going to have some fun with the prep, get ready for this game, and looking forward to the matchup this weekend.
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with a question from Jared.
Hey, Kalani. Teams over the last few weeks have seemed to be able to mix some things up on you guys and then, maybe surprise you a little bit, do things maybe you weren't fully prepared for. How do you deal with that? Because preparation is so important, but at the same time, you got to be ready to make those adjustments. So how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think the adjustments, when it comes to like scheme adjustments, that's stuff that we can make on the side. I think we can do it in two different phases. One is on the sideline, trying to get things organized and changed as an adjustment, and then you have to be ready for all of it. I don't know if teams are going to change their scheme completely from what they've done off film, but some do, and I think Utah. You're referencing the Utah State; they changed some things a little bit, and so did Oregon when we played them, and so we just have to. That's part of the game. They don't have to stick to what they do on film, but we have to be ready for all of it. And that comes down to fixing the scheme is one thing, but also don't blame the scheme if the guys aren't making mistakes or the fundamentals are the problem. So it's addressing what the issue is, and I think it's easy to quickly go against scheme when you're looking at some things that are the fixes, like, hey, be in the right place, make sure you're playing assignment sound, align correctly, communicate, and then we'll see how this goes. But trying to assess all that on the sideline is difficult to do, especially when you're not getting off the field fast enough, and your offense isn't rolling. So hard to make. I mean, I think in the first half we had over 50 snaps on defense, and that's the defense's fault. Get off the stinking field, but and then make plays, especially on third downs. But I thought in the second half, after we were able to get some time to talk about it and make some adjustments on defense, we ended up doing okay. So I think relying on our offense to sustain drives and score some points, get some first downs, will give us some time to make adjustments. But at the same time, we as coaches need to make sure that we're on top of it from the very beginning.
Mitch, and then Kevin.
Kalani, after a few days passing since the Utah State game, what's the latest update on Puka, Miles, and Chase Roberts as far as their availability for Notre Dame on Saturday?
Yeah, nobody's been counted out for Saturday, so that's a good sign. Obviously, we got some extra work in over the weekend. We feel good about those guys, so we'll have to see how the week goes in practice, starting with today. But so far, they're a probable or possibility.
Kalani, I think you mentioned after Thursday night, just guys kind of playing a little bit uptight and afraid to make mistakes and maybe playing a little looser this week. Have you changed anything in practice or the messaging in practice to kind of ensure that guys can play a little bit looser this weekend?
Yeah, I think there's a fine line. There's a balance between all of it, and there's a responsibility that I have as a coach to get these guys to play at their best. And if that means playing loose, then great. If it means playing a little bit more focused, and that's what I need to have a good feel for the team. And we have some things that we're going to do. We're definitely, this week's a little bit different than what we've done. That's all right. But I don't want to. You have to give credit to Utah State and being able to do some things last week against us. And so you you want to make sure that you address the things that need to be addressed, but then you don't want to just make stuff up either. So I think for what we see and what we can accomplish this week and things that we can get done, I think we're in a really good spot. And I feel good about our message to our team this week and the things that I'm going to say to a team meeting in about an hour. I think will really get us, get us focused and get us ready for this week.
Jay and then Jake.
Kalani, I'm assuming you appealed the Gabe Judy Lawley
Yes.
rejection. Did you, and was that successful?
Yep, he was approved. So Gabe Judy will be playing first half.
Okay, and then I also had a question. Coach Grimes used to have make the guys run or do something if they screwed up in practice or did something that was undisciplined. Do you have anything team-wide like that you do for these guys that, basically have a penalty or something like that?
You said Coach Grimes did that?
I thought he used to do a thing during practice if somebody had a false start, he had made them run around
No,
the field.
the players hold each other accountable. So that's the stuff that's happening, and we don't have a culture of fear here. I don't want guys. Mistakes are part of the game, and you can address them and fix them. But I don't want guys worried about that the mistakes will be catastrophic to the way they play. I think. In terms of making mistakes, fix it. And if you can't fix it, then we'll need some help. But as far as punishment, we don't function on punishment. I think that doesn't teach or address the issue that's the problem. If someone has lost focus, then let's get them focused more. I don't know if doing up downs or running more is going to actually get their focus, other than get them fearful of the result and the punishment rather than the issue. So. There's enough research that's out there that I think addressing the mistake is going to be the ideal for us. And love and learn is our culture. So we obviously want to get better, but you demand it by holding each other accountable to the players that they play with and the guys that they love the most, and that's each other. So when they know that they are accountable to each other, that'll have a lot more lasting effect.
Kalani, you say it doesn't do much for you, but how much of a collaborative process is it to get these one-off jerseys, like the blackout jersey you're wearing this week, done, and get the helmets, etc.?
Yeah, well, when I say that, I don't want to diminish the value that are. I mean, we have some really creative and innovative people on our team that do some brilliant stuff as far as marketing and having our players be seen and our program be seen out there, especially in social media and in the press. And so I don't want to. I mean, for me personally, I'm a guy that wore the bib, so what does it matter, guys? For me, it's like I'll wear whatever as long as I get to play. But I understand that the excitement and the energy, and I really appreciate the innovation and the creativity that our people have here in the administration and with everything that's involved with our program and our sport. So that's a lot of fun, and I thought it was pretty cool to reveal, and I'm glad we did it on Friday to the team, and then did it for the rest of the public now, because now you just get it out of the way, and now we focus on playing football and getting the work done. So the excitement's there, the energy, and then the creativity, but now let's go out and play ball.
Mitch and then Jake.
Lonnie, do you feel like you noted earlier in your opening statement that you don't mind being the underdog, but do you feel like there's a little bit of disrespect for BYU considering you guys are the ranked team coming into this matchup?
No, I mean, I like the underdog mentality all the time. So no matter what the situation is, I mean, we know that we're going against a great team. Notre Dame hasn't played their best football yet, and you can see the talent, you can see the phases and the flashes of great players and great scheme and great coaching. But we haven't played our best either. So we're trying to go from that position from good to great, and I'm looking forward to getting that done this week. I feel like we're really close. I think the things that can get us to being a great team right now can be the next step forward, and that's stuff that we can easily address today. And so hopefully we get that done, and hopefully you see a better team on Saturday. See us at our best. And that's the whole focus, is us playing at our best, and that's my job as a head coach, to make sure that we get there. I am committed to getting that done because our players deserve it and our fans deserve it.
Kalani, you just talked about Notre Dame. You don't feel like they've played their best football so far, but they've had to replace their quarterback. What else do you see from them on film? I know they've got Michael Mayer, their tight end's pretty good.
Yeah, everyone's good on their team. I mean, they have depth. They're coming off of an extra week of prep and a bye, so they should be as healthy as they've been. But they're really well coached. I mean, I think their coach has done an amazing job of just getting the butt. You see how the players, how they respond to him really well, and I think overall you can see that there's a really good team there. I mean, there's a reason why they're ranked preseason so high, and that team's still there, and the players are still there, and there may be an injury here and there, but the core of the team has bought into their coach and they bought into the culture, and we know how well a team can do when the culture is bought into and when everybody's all in.
Jay, go ahead.
Kalani, you guys have played some real big name opponents in the past, obviously, and even this year with Oregon. Does the Notre Dame kind of mystique or aura, does that mean anything to these current players on your team?
Well, I think I mean, the guys are smart kids, and they have great football IQ, so they know the names like Notre Dame and these big name teams. Just like we didn't have to say much when we went to Tennessee a few years back, and these guys know the historic value of the program in Notre Dame. But when we get out there, we're going to play the game, and I want them to embrace the opportunity. This is a big time program that we're going against with great players and great coaching. So it's a tough task. I'm looking forward to this game because I want to get the best version of ourselves. And sometimes going against a great team with great talent, when you see it on film, gets the guys really excited to get that going. And so I think this is going to be. It comes at the right time for us this game, and don't know what the result will be, but I know we can live with the result if we show up and play our best.
Do you feel like playing there last year at Allegiant in the opener can be an advantage to you at all?
Yeah, because I think we know what it was like to go in there, play that game. We know that stadium. I mean, I think it was a really cool place. And when the guys watch games on NFL games or other games that are played there, they can always say, "Yeah, I remember playing there." And it was a really cool setting, man. It's a really good spot. So I really look forward to playing this game and getting back there. And it worked out well for us last time. So hopefully we get the same type of result.
Jared and then Jake.
Connie, I was thinking about what you said earlier when I asked about making adjustments, and I was thinking about the flip side. When you're doing things that other teams seem to be prepared for, or aren't working as consistently as you would like, how much do you look at execution and the fundamentals that you mentioned earlier versus switching it up? How much do you look at as far as your team when looking at those options?
Yeah, I mean, when it's not going so smoothly because someone's trying to take something away from you, I mean, you have to have another answer, So it's pretty evident that right now we have so many different receivers that I don't know if people know who to take away, but that's a good sign. But at the same time, if you're talking about what we're doing schematically, if they're committed to taking it away, they will take it away. The question is, what are you going to do to answer that? And so if they're committed to doing something, stopping a certain run or stopping a certain type of pass, or even a player themselves, then that's when you have to have a great supporting cast and have another answer and have another scheme to combat it. And so that's on in all three phases, So you're right, and we just have to have the humility to get it done and to put it to work. And listen, I know that all the criticisms are coming, that we get a lot of criticism, but that's the expectation we have, guys. We have fans that love us and media that covers us, and they have a certain standard because we won a lot of games in the past few years. And so if it's just not good enough to win anymore. For me it is, and for us, we're really thankful for the wins, but you could tell from my language and the way I'm talking to you guys that I'd like to see us play better, and I'd like to see us play at our best. That's what we're trying to committed to doing, and sometimes as a program we can get defensive, and as a head coach I can get defensive too, because you just know your guys work really hard at it. But I don't think it's a problem to have fans and certain people expect more from us. That's okay. I've said this before. I want to make fans happy. I want the media to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. And if we can do our part, then what else are you going to complain about? You know. But I like that they expect us to win differently. It's not a problem. I don't mind meeting the expectations of our fans that are very high. I'm good with it.
Come on, Kalani. You know we'll always come up with something to complain about.
Yeah, you talk about I think before, when you run out of stuff, you talk about me personally, you know, like my clashing of colors and the stuff that I wear. I hope you guys never attack my personal, you know, how much pounds I gain and weight, how much I weigh and stuff like that. Then that's just going too far. I can get really defensive if you do that. I'm a happy man. You know, I like to eat, so leave me alone.
You haven't been down since you started to stop playing, Kalani. Let's be real. All right.
I just wear bigger clothes. Everyone's like, "Oh, you look great." No, I just wear 3X now, guys. That's what it is. It just looks thinner, the clothes. Try to work darker colors, you know, stuff like that.
Fair enough. I wanted to ask you about your kicking situation. Jake, obviously struggling. Will you have a team kicking competition this week? What are you going to do?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, that's okay. It's I felt like the competition just brings out better success for you, and nobody should be offended if their job is at question. It's okay, and I think we will come to a conclusion of what's best for us this Saturday. But we got to get to work on you know, today and throughout the week. I thought we saw better Chris Brooks, you know, when Miles Davis was able to give some competition. So let's just keep the competition going. That's you know, that I think that'll do well for us. I just don't think you should ever feel comfortable being a starter here because we have great players. So you've got to be on top of everything and knowing that guys are coming after your playing time and your position, which is okay.
We'll take last question from Mitch.
Yeah, Kalani, earlier today, Notre Dame's Marcus Freeman said that, you know, he'll have a room check for his guys, considering Vegas is a place that has a lot of distractions. Their room check will be around 8 p.m. Do you guys do that when you go on the road, like a room check? And with considering the place being Vegas, will you guys have that room check? And if so, what time?
Yeah, we have all that, but we're not staying near the city. I think we're staying out in Lake Las Vegas, so we'll be fine. I mean, but I trust our players, and I think more than anything is just keeping our guys safe and knowing where they're at. That's the key. But we do have room check, but I think the players run it, and it goes pretty smoothly every night.
And the last thing, what are your memories of facing Notre Dame as a freshman? You were part of that one of the few BYU's had Notre Dame in '94. Yeah,
that was fun. I thought, you know, you're going against Lou Holtz. You're going against a program that when I was in high school, we had a lot of guys in the area, St. Louis area, that played for Notre Dame, and so just seeing everything there in South Bend was awesome. And then being a true freshman and playing that game was a lot of fun. You know, I think there's a scene, there's a picture that Jamal Willis is jumping over on the goal line, and my kids saw the picture, and it's framed up here somewhere, and Jamal's jumping over. It's really cool at the goal line. He's jumping in for a touchdown, and my wife says, "Oh, there's Daddy," and so my kids point up to Jamal, and I said, "No, I'm the guy down here blocking for Jamal jumping over the top." That was my you could barely, I think you see my stomach or something like that. It was way better back then than it is now, but so much fun, man. And I can tell you one thing, I was really impressed with the Notre Dame fans. So much class, and getting off the bus and them clapping for us. It was such a cool environment. Even when we left with the win, standing ovation as we left. They really appreciated the way we played that game. Just a great environment, a great history behind it, and just looking forward to playing them again and seeing their fan base in that stadium mixed with ours. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then it's a football game, so it's going to be intense, but there's going to be a lot of respect and sportsmanship and class, I know, from the fans and definitely from the players on the field.
Thanks so much, Kalani.
All right, guys, thanks.